Twitch is a live streaming video platform owned by Twitch Interactive, a subsidiary of Amazon. It was first introduced in June 2011 as a spin-off of the general interest streaming platform Justin TV. The site primarily focuses on video game live streaming, including broadcasts of esports competitions, real live streams, and as of recent, music broadcasts. Content on this site can either be viewed live or via video on demand. The platform brings many people of all different backgrounds together to celebrate their common interests. The demographic of the Twitch gaming community is up for debate since there's no definite answer. On Twitch's main site, it says up to 75% of the users are male, between the ages of 18 and 49, while Twitch also brought out a report that is mostly an even split between both genders, with males at 52% and the females at 48%. Within the gaming community, there are already preconceived notions about female gamers far before Twitch was founded. It was rare to see a female playing video games, and even more of a rare occurrence if she was good at it. It is believed that this came about when the video game crash of 1983 happened. The crash had devastating effects, bankrupting game companies. At its peak, the revenues for video games in the US sat at $3.2 billion in 1983. By 1985, revenues fell a whopping 97% to approximately $100 million. There were many factors as to why it had crashed, but the most prevalent was the fact that the game market was saturated with low-quality games, which resulted in a loss of consumer confidence. Companies had to think of something to revive the reputation of games, so what they did was seek out their biggest audience. Companies like Nintendo aggressively sought out people who played their games. They started by publishing a video game magazine called Nintendo Power, which was well received, giving companies more communication with its consumers. Publishers traveled to cities, held tournaments, and got to see firsthand who was playing their games. The numbers were in. More boys were playing video games than girls. As time went on, more commercials were targeting boys rather than both genders. In a magazine advertisement for the Atari game Millipede, it showed a picture of a little girl playing the arcade machine with her mother right behind her. Once we get into the 90s, when they are starting to make their shift, you get commercials that are exclusively targeting boys.
You are so totally whipped.
I'm Brad. Let's ride a bicycle bill for two. Then we can go to the potpourri store and then go buy sheet.
When a gaming company is focusing on one gender, they will play into as much stereotypes as they can to sell the game. The stereotype that they used the most was sexualizing women, since they believe boys are more likely to buy the game if they see a very scantily clad women on the cover. The concept of girls don't play games or that they're not good at games exists even among children in schoolyards today, has less to do with the actual numbers of players as much as to do with the idea that is heavily circulated from the 90s through television commercials, magazine ads, video game box art, and the media. After all, a person who grew up in the 90s would have little or even no reference of what came before. Their first game marketing experiences would have sold a very black and white picture about who video games are for. With this, it is very easy to see why there is this conception that girls don't play games or they're not good at it. So when we look at Twitch, a live streaming site that streams users playing games, this notion heavily comes into play. There are different reactions to both genders streaming, with one being that people watch females for their appearance while they watch males for their gameplay. According to Twitch Infographic, on average, a woman's concurrent viewership count is much lower than a male's, meaning that people may come and watch the female streamer, but may promptly leave, fluctuating the view count. But it is partially confirmed that female streamers get more page views and follows. This study found that in 60 days, the men streamed on average of 4 to 5 times more hours than women. So what they did was focus on per streaming hour instead of overall, making the numbers a lot more even. It was found that women get almost double the page views and triple the follows versus the average male streamer, but that doesn't mean that women grow faster than men. On average, men grow concurrent viewers 10 times easier than women. It is concurrent growth where women struggle the most with. Granted, it did not help that when Twitch started out, many female streamers viewed the platform to get money by simply looking attractive.
Past, dude. It was so annoying that you had to pretend to like video games, right? You had to go on Twitch and you were wearing like your cleavage and you were waiting for the donations, but you had to pretend you care about video games. Now, thanks to IRL, I can just sit here without even playing.
A fair amount of female gaming streamers relied heavily on their physical appearance. They would make themselves the focal point of the video while having the game that they were supposedly playing in a small box in the corner. This brought in another issue. Female gamers are mostly cam girls. Twitch did make strides to cut down on this by changing the policy to have it so that users are not allowed to appear topless in 2014. Twitch stated, "Wearing no clothes or sexually suggestive clothing, including lingerie, swimsuits, pasties, and undergarments, will most likely get you suspended, as well as any further nude torsos," which applies to both male and female broadcasters. You may have a great six-pack, but that's better shared on the beach during a 2-on-2 volleyball game blasting playing with the boys. While you are not allowed to be shirtless in the video, you are still allowed to show a fair amount of skin, which led to the term titty streamer. Since they are no longer allowed to wear next to nothing anymore without being banned, female streamers that relied on showing too much skin started to overly emphasize their chest instead. With it being less suggestive than wearing lingerie, it became expected of female gamers to show more of their chest.
I would love to drop a hot load on you. I would love to drop a hot load on you. I would love.
According to an article written by Stephanie Convery called The Women Who Make a Living Gaming on Twitch states, the fact that Twitch now seems to be borrowing features from porn site architecture only increases that connotation. New features on Twitch called cheers, animated emojis purchased by viewers as a tip to send as chat messages, closely resemble functions on the webcam porn platform Chaturbate, in which live streaming video performers are paid through tips and use apps to set tip goals and associated rewards. Stephanie spoke to a couple of famous female gamers that lived in Australia. Maya, screen name being Series of Blurs, said that, I had one of my friends make a joke about me being a cam girl and I got really offended about it. With this being commonplace in the Twitch community regarding games, it is difficult for female gamers who just want to have fun and stream. There will always be sexist remarks.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, I think Mercy's not working out for you, dumb cunt. Learn how to fucking play a proper character. 45 hours and you still suck. I guess girls just suck at video games in general, you fucking stupid whore.
Humiliating stereotypes.
Can we play around the Junkrat idea?
Go back to the kitchen.
And overall harassment towards gameplay.
Why don't you play some more support characters like a female typically would play?
If one does not have a thick skin for this rhetoric, then it'll be next to impossible to enter into this realm.
What's the point, dude? You're fucking an estrogen-based like your opinion doesn't matter.
Let me hear it. Give me your worst insult.
In Trump's America, you don't belong.
Weak.
For women, they are an easy target. Commenters on streams were more likely to use words like boobs, babe, and cute, while male streamer comments stuck to game terms like melee, leaderboards, and glitch. When you have a certain attribute that is very apparent, that is when internet trolls thrive. No matter how well a female may be at a game,
think I need your healing? Get out of here.
Savage. You nerd.
she'll still get many comments that attributes to her appearance.
Mercy, heal me. Mercy, if I won't call you ugly again.
Yeah.
Just kidding, you're probably ugly.
That are stereotypical.
Applying vagina to one of my suggestions.
Flapping labias.
Or just sexist.
Oh, how loose are you girls?
Dude, seriously? Just stop.
Females are often used to thrash around insults so that users have an outlet to their frustration.
Don't heal that bitch, fuck her. No? I'll fucking rape her. Fucking fat bitch.
Yes, people of color are also used for this fact. But it is a lot more difficult to determine someone's race rather than their gender just by their voice.
Gilead.
Yeah, pretty much.
Users that do this are called toxic by the gaming community and are looked down upon.
Join our group, bitch. Fuck that nigga. That nigga's trash as fuck.
Yo, Mercy, can I spank to your voice? Oh, it already did. Shit,
It's not about
exactly.
throwing. You're not allowed to be
Exactly.
racist and sexist and all that. I just wish you guys would stop being so incredibly rude. It's not a
Nothing
joke to be
taken like
sexist.
today,
That's
right?
a fucking mother of my child. I'm not gonna let you guys talk like that.
But even though it is easy to spot a toxic gamer, it is difficult to do away with it. A lot of games rely on co-op gaming, which involves people from around the world playing together and speaking through a microphone, giving them anonymity. With one becoming anonymous, it alleviates all consequences. You can say or type whatever you want with no direct backlash, which leaves female gamers at a disadvantage since you can block them, but it is very easy to just make another account and do the whole process all over again. Overall, there is no immediate solution since these conceptions of female gamers do not appear overnight. It was a process that had been developing for over 30 years, so you cannot expect a social norm to disappear so quickly. The best course of action would be to have more games with less sexualization of women, or to not have games and ads that are visually targeted towards a certain gender. Once you start changing the source, people's opinion will start changing with it. Games were originally geared towards both genders, but then it was changed. So why can't we just do it again?